Well, some harsh realities in Canada this year. Visits to food banks here in the country have reached more than 2 million this past March and are up by 90% over the last 5 years.
And 30% of food banks are running out of food. Richard Materne, Research Director at Food Banks Canada, joins us now to talk more about this report. Richard, I read this report, took a look at it. It is startling, just the fact of, in 5 years, from 2019 to 2024, the need and the increase in use is just staggering here. How do you kind of put this into context for us, Richard?
Well, this is happening at the same time we're seeing record rates of food insecurity, record rates of economic hardship, according to Statistics Canada studies. So this rate of increase surpasses anything we've seen before in a short period of time. And the system isn't designed to withstand this rate of increase in this shorter period of time.
And Richard, a lot of these food bank users are children. How concerning is that?
Well, it's very concerning, and it's actually one of the demographics we're seeing a significant increase of since before the pandemic is households with children. So we're seeing over 700,000 visits, or nearly 700,000 visits of those who are children. And that's significantly higher than what we saw before the pandemic. It includes households who are paying market rent. Their budgets are being stretched, and they're facing a harder time trying to meet the rising costs of living.
Richard, the answer to this next question may seem obvious. If food banks are running out of food, there's no food to provide. But really, put that into context. What does it mean when 30% of food banks can't even meet demand because they themselves are running out of food?
Well, it's indications that the network itself is buckling under the strain of this very rapid increase in need in such a short period of time. So the system isn't designed to handle. I don't think any system is designed to handle almost doubling of increase within such a short period of time. So food banks do their best in order to make sure everyone gets something, and they do their best to manage these reductions in supply. But running out of food happens inevitably. Also, what they've had to do is reduce the amount of food or the frequency of visits that people who are coming to food banks can come. And many have had to purchase food, so their operational budgets have increased substantially.
And Richard, when you look at food bank use across the country, which provinces are in the most demand of them?
Well, across the country, we're seeing a huge need, but Ontario saw the biggest jump in the last 5 years, over 100% in need, and then Quebec was after that, seeing a large growth in the Atlantic provinces and as well as BC. And keep in mind, though, other provinces which didn't see as large an increase over the last year, that's less of an indication of less need and more of an indication that capacity has likely been reached, and that's a frightening prospect. So you can only give out as much food, and you can only serve as many people as the capacity and the storage of food you have. So that's something we have to keep in mind too, that what's reflecting this year is it might have been higher if capacity was higher and then we were able to serve everybody.
Yeah, food banks rely on the generosity of individuals and corporations, etc. So what can we do to help this? What can we and our viewers, Richard, do to help fix this?
First thing, take a look, come to foodbankscanada.ca, read the Hunger Count report that's been launched today, learn more, contact your local MP and ask them what they're doing to endorse our recommendations around how to fix this problem. And we need urgent action. In particular, we need the introduction of a groceries and essentials benefit, which is a beefed up version of the present GST credit. And then if you can, donate your food, funds, or time to your local food bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also had a recent report showing that there's also a lot of food waste happening simultaneously right now as well. Okay, Richard Materne, Research Director at Food Banks Canada, thanks so much for your time this morning and for shedding more light on this report. Appreciate it.
Thank you.